Play some Nintendo. What's up guys, David Chauncey Clothier here. This is a NES 001, as I'm sure you all know. It is not functioning properly. And currently it's worth about $10. I'm going to teach you how to fix it up and get it working and make it into that $13,000 gem that you all know it is. In order to do this, you're going to need a few things. Have them all here. Got a list on the screen. Now, I know this sounds like a lot of stuff, but really, it isn't at all. And this is quite simple. Anybody can do it. So, nothing to worry about. Obviously, in order to get this started, we're going to have to take this bad boy apart. And the way I like to do it is I think of this as 3 separate parts. You've got the outside bottom, the inside top, and the inside bottom. And that's where the 3 cups come into play. I separate each part out and keep all the pieces separate. Normally I have, I don't know, 20, 30 of these in a day that I do, and I take them all apart at once, and it's good to have them separated. This way I know where all the pieces are, and I don't lose track of any of them. It's always a pain in the butt when you can't find them. So, the only thing that I keep out of the 3 cups is the pin connector. Has 2 long screws in the middle portion of the back, and I keep that separate from the cups because they're not that much longer than the regular ones. And it's easy to put them in the wrong place, and it doesn't completely mess it up, but it looks bad, and I like to be a perfectionist while doing this. Good burn. Alright, so now we are on to the next part of refurbishing our system, which is cleaning it. And let's face it, this needs it. Kind of looks like Mario wiped himself with it, so it's pretty nasty. I started out with cleaning these by using Windex, paper towels, and Q-tips. I stick the Q-tips right in the grooves there and try to clean it out, and that was alright. Took a long time, so it wasn't very effective time-wise, but it cleaned it okay. And then I got the idea to fill my sink with water and soap and a sponge and clean that way. And it cleaned a lot better than the paper towels and the Q-tips and everything. But it still took a long time. And I was trying to figure out another way to clean these that could save me time, because I would repair so many of them at a time. And I came up with the idea of just putting them in the dishwasher. And works great. These stickers here and on the sides don't have any problems from it. You just pop it in there and let it run through its cycle, and I can usually fit about 8 systems worth of plastic and shielding and other parts in there, and it takes about 60 minutes to get 8 of them done, and they're real clean. So that's how I do it. So our next step is to get about 2.5 cups of water boiling. Just enough to submerge our pin connector in there. What we're going to do, set a light, there we go. We're going to boil this guy. You might be wondering, why don't we just buy a new pin connector? Well, we're not going to buy a new pin connector because they're cheap. They're cheaply made, they're made out of cheap material, and they're just not as good as the original ones. And the reason we're not going to bend the pins back goes back to the time thing. It takes forever to get in there and bend up every single one of these little pins in here, and I don't have the patience to do it, and I really don't think it works that well. I've actually screwed quite a few of these up trying to do that, and I think it's a waste of time. So what I've discovered is, if you boil these in water for 5 minutes, take them out, do another step, which I'll show you guys in a minute here, and then boil them again for another 5 minutes, then they work great. About 90 to 95% of the time, they wind up working perfectly. Every once in a while you get one that you just can't fix, and I don't know why. I usually just toss those out and try another one. So, why does boiling fix the pin connectors? I don't know. It just does. I don't argue with it. Anyways, once that boils, we're going to toss it in here. Our next step is to clean off the board while we're waiting for the pin connector to boil. And to do that, I like to take it and spray some compressed air, blow off all the loose crud. It's accumulated on there over time. Once I'm done with that, I take some contact cleaner and lubricant and a Q-tip and spray it right where the 72 pin connector connects up. Just take the Q-tip and rub that on there real good. Flip this guy over, get the other side. Make sure that's good and clean so you get good contact with your newly boiled 72 pin connector. Alright. Been about 5 minutes now. Pull this guy out. Be real careful, it's obviously really hot. Roll it over, water dip, off it a bit, give it another second. We want to keep the water boiling because we're going to put it back in there. Take a game cart that we don't really care about. Obviously, this one's got a giant hole in it, so I don't care. And stick it right in where it would connect in the game regularly. Just do that rapidly, a bunch of times. For about 20 seconds or so. And that knocks all the crud loose, pushes the pins down, whatever. I don't know what it does, I just know that helps. So now that we have that done, toss that guy back in there and move on to our next step. Okay, the last thing we're going to do with the board is the region lockout mod, and what this will do is make it to where it doesn't flash on and off if it can't read the cart. So what you need to do is have the RF power thing here facing towards you, and this chip in the top left corner of the RF power box right here is the region lockout chip, and you need to take this little capacitor here, bend it down just a little bit, be careful not to break it off, and start from the left, moving to the right, count over 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That fourth one right there is the one that we want to cut. So we need to take our dikes and line them up with this fourth pin here. Clip away at it. Got that popped up. Now I just need to get in there and pull that out. I like to remove the pin completely just so that there's no chance of any contact. So there it is. See, I've disabled that portion of that chip and we're good to go with the board. Alright, now that our pin is completely done boiling, we just need to pull it out of the water. Shut off, let it drip dry for a second, and toss it on the paper towel and dry out, cool down for a bit. Now that the dishwasher is done, comes one of the most important steps in my opinion. We have to make sure that everything is very, very dry. So I take paper towels, go through and wipe everything off real well with the paper towel. And I shake it off. Try to get any extra moisture in there. Likes to hide in the vents real bad. So you can see, way cleaner now. Then moisture coming out of the vent. Take the towel over it one last time. You don't want any moisture to get in there because that can seriously mess it up. So we go through and dry off all the parts of it, and then we're going to put it together for testing and see how we did. One thing I forgot to mention is the magic eraser. I didn't have to use it on this one, but if there's scuffs, marks, Sharpie, whatever, on the top, bottom, side, anywhere on the plastic, these work great for taking it off. The only thing that you have to worry about, and this has it, is the older, higher serial number ones on the top have a textured finish instead of a smooth finish like the original release ones. So if you take the magic eraser, which basically is sandpaper, and start scrubbing on it, it'll smooth it out and make it look kind of odd. And this one's pretty nice looking, so you don't want to do stuff like that. Do nice looking ones. Alright, now it's time to test this. When I'm doing a rebuild of one of these, I like to just keep it partially put together, put the power and the controller ports back in, and then I trim the long screws for the tray to hold it all together. That way if something's wrong, I can easily take it back apart and repair whatever needs to be fixed. There is a little notch underneath the tray. You have to slide the circuit board in between there, otherwise that won't stay down. So if you're having trouble getting that to stay down, you can pull it back out and put the tray back in. So get this all together. Damn. Let's see if this thing works. There we go. You can see, works like a charm. You can see I have it completely back together again and looking and working like it would off the factory line. So, overall this was successful. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe, like it, check out our other videos, and also check us out on Facebook and our website, retrogamersociety.com. Thanks guys, bye.